position in American sports feels the pressure or the weight on their shoulders like a quarterback. Hopes and dreams of an entire fan base of teams ride on whether their signal caller can lead them to glory. And boy, what a matchup of two elite dudes we have in this one. Welcome to the home of the BYU Cougars in LaBelle Edwards Stadium in Provo, Utah. As we'll see a team looking to make it back to the CFP this year, the Tennessee Volunteers, taking on a team from the playoff a year ago, the BYU Cougars. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, Jesse Palmer alongside. Guys, we can't wait to see this game. Been looking forward to it all week. The Volunteers will get us started with the opening kickoff. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. The coverage team maintains his discipline, not much doing on that return. Running back searching for a hole. Across the 25, he's got room. And he gets the first down, but man, did he get the hit stick laid on his noggin.
And how about that? Right after they get the explosive play running the ball, they're going right back to the line of scrimmage for some tempo.
The short hands, it's Burrell. Couldn't find any more room up the sideline, and he's pushed out of bounds at the 36. BYU right back to the line. Gonna run it. It's Burrell. And he's to the 48-yard line. That'll be good enough for a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs.
And how about that for efficiency if you're on this offense right now? 3 plays.
Lofts one high and deep. Got it. Down to the 3-yard line, and that's where they'll have it first and goal.
Well, you can see the effect that last run play had on the defense. They had a really good-looking run, and all of a sudden they come back with play action. Everybody bites. They play downhill, and it opens up a guy up top for the offense. Really nice job setting up that shot play to get an explosive one through the air.
And he is swarmed under a host of defenders there to make the stop. They give him the rock again on 2nd and goal. And this one will be stopped for no gain. The defense trying to make a stand on 3rd and goal. They'll try to pound their way in. That just never had a chance as they controlled the middle of the field and stopped him in the backfield on 3rd down. Scanning the field, it's Bachmeier. And he will score! Touchdown, Cougars!
I love the aggressiveness early by this offense. 4th and goal, no problem. Putting the drive together, staying aggressive, and they get rewarded.
I like just paying the drive off, too, because it's the opening drive of the game. You've marched it down the field. You want to come away with a touchdown, right? Maybe the decision-making there for the coaches, listen, even if we don't get it, our defense is out in good field position. There's a lot of football left to go. We can make up for it later. I love the aggressive play call.
Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. All wideouts, no backs. Going right to work up top. Caught over the middle. It's Jefferson. Out across the 30 mark, down at the 35 after the 10-yard gain. Ball is at the 35. It's 1st and 10. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Going over the top. Hits him in stride at the 10. And he got away from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown, Vols!
And This offense, man, they look good. They looked great last week, obviously putting up huge numbers. Again this week, coming out the gates in the first quarter with the scoring drive. This offense is putting the college football world on notice.
Looking for the tie with the extra point. Well, you could draw a line in the middle, and he would have hit that thing. They wasted no time on that drive. Got it on their 25, and 2 plays later, they're in the end zone. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. He'll bring it out. Pulled down at the 18, and the decision to bring it out of the end zone was not a good one. BYU has it back. The Cougars ready to get into that playbook. That last touchdown drive was surgical through the air, Jesse.
It sure was, and that's why this offense is so dangerous, David, because they can...
He lost it high and deep down the left side. And that one's incomplete. We're taking a shot there, but couldn't hook up. You can really set the tone for what's possible in your season in early season showdowns like this, both in the top 10 and both with the loftiest of goals.
This one's fun too, David, because we had this game circled in the offseason. We knew this was going to be a really good matchup early, and we're going to find out the answers to a lot of questions we have about both these teams.
Well, and sometimes it's hard to figure that out, right? Like, you don't get till mid-season, you're like, oh, they haven't played anybody. Out the gates, 2 top 10 teams, we get to find out really quickly who's legit.
They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple. And the Cougars come to the line in the hurry-up.
And this offense gets nothing done on that play, but look at them. They're continuing to run this tempo. They want to try to do something to get a spark going to create a big...
Oh, he's got some space. Big pickup on that one. They'll mark him out at the 40. This BYU offense set up with another first down.
As a head coach, you love to see your quarterback locked in early in games. And in the first drive, leads the offense down to a touchdown, throws a TD pass, and here he is again, making...
Got it inside the 10. And he strides his way into the end zone. Touchdown, BYU. They'll try to add another to their lead. That is what we call in the industry a defensive breakdown. That guy was loose for the big play.
Busted coverage, really, really bad execution. Somebody slips, somebody falls. Nothing about that defensively is something you're looking for, but the offense will take it and get the easy touchdown.
The ball squirts through the end zone. That'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. The Volunteer offense is back, and they hope it's touchdown time in Tennessee. This feels like one of those games you might have to answer every score. Already down 14-7. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. He's got it inside the 15. And he slipped through the crowd, and he'll house it. Touchdown, Tennessee.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. If this quarterback gets through his progression, David, he hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy, the connection between quarterback, wide receiver. You can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
The returner will field it and try to do some business. Wasn't quite able to shake loose as he steps out of bounds at the 22. The BYU offense headed back out to go on the attack. How about that last drive? Just carved him up in the air, David.
Yeah, and how...
Ball is loose. Defense covering it up and not letting the offense get it back. It's a turnover.
Great job by the defense in the back end that time. He made the catch, and he had a little wiggle room to run afterwards, but they were able to get to him, rip the football out, and that is a massive takeaway for the defense.
Off the play fake on first down to throw. Looking for the end zone. And they dialed up a shot play, but they couldn't make the connection.
Well, Well, after getting the takeaway now, you're in the fringe area just outside the red zone. The offense trying to stay aggressive. They're throwing it right away, seeing if they can catch the defense sleeping after now just coming on the field. But give the defense credit. They were aware. They were ready for it. Made sure that one fell incomplete.
He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short.
Listen, running backs are not just running backs anymore. You're going to be a wide receiver in today's football. And a great job sneaking out of the backfield, getting them the football, letting them get some positive yards.
Third down coming up, and the Cougar faithful are doing everything they can to help out this team. Looking for a man, it's Carter. Fires deep toward the end zone. And he's got it! Touchdown, Volunteers!
And I tell you what, this offense, man, we got a small sample size. We only had one game where they were unbelievable last game, but another score early in this football game. This offense is looking like a force to be reckoned with.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
All right, guys, got a final score on one of the more intriguing games this week. Tulane delivered the knockout blow early in this one, en route to the type of win that can turn some heads there in the American. Trust me when I say the party is on in New Orleans. Regardless the outcome today, guys, these are still two quality programs. Proof the sport is as healthy as ever.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there. Kevin, thanks for the update. BYU has it back. The Cougars ready to get into that playbook. Off the play fake on first down. If you had picked off, what a play to set him up. Takes it the other way.
What a game-changing play by this defense. Nice job. You got them backed up in their own territory coming out. Now you force the turnover, set your offense up with some great scoring field position.
And the offense takes the field eager to go back to work. Looking for space. It's Powell. Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. Operating in the red zone here on second down. They'll move the tight end. Corners right up on that line of scrimmage. Grabbed in the backfield. It's Powell. Touchdown ball! Haul that baby in and then stroll into the end zone for the score. Is there anything this dude can't do? He's channeling his inner Condridge Holloway, Heath Schuler, or dare I say, the great Peyton Manning.
I bet he can't lead the boundaries. I bet he's not allowed to do that. He's having himself a day. But he's not there yet, but man, putting up some stats, doing what he wants. This offense is absolutely cooking.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. And a really nice job by the kick team to get down there and make sure they limit that return. First snap of this drive will come from inside the 15 at their own 14-yard line. The give to the back. Showing off the arm. Got enough for the first down. Defense grabs the football, and there he goes.
I'll tell you. Honestly, I don't know what that player could have done to hold on to that football. That defender absolutely popped him. He knocked him into next week. There was no chance he was holding on to that ball.
Might have to give that coach a flag and a whistle. He was right on in his view of the play, and the officials agree and overturn the call. Now on 1st and 10 from the 27. From the shotgun, the inside give. Knocked down after getting 6 all the way out to the 34-yard line. BYU lines up quickly. They'll keep it on the ground. And he'll have enough for the first down at the 42. So they move the sticks on the run. Let's see what they do with this one.
Great job by the offense, understanding where the sticks are. And look, they got the first down, and they're like, all right, let's crank this tempo up now. We got first down. Let's go fast.
Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down. To the air, it's Bachmeier. Looking deep down the right side. Touchdown, BYU! The finisher, the exclamation point on that drive.
I know it's early this year, but it's obvious this guy is a focal point in this offense. After having 2 touchdowns in his first game, he gets on the board here. Doesn't matter where he lines up, they find ways to get him the football, and defenses just have not been able to figure him out.
That ball skips through the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 25-yard line. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. To the air on first down. He lofts one down the sideline. And that one falls incomplete. They tried to go over the top on first down. Second down coming up.
And that's a good idea for this defense. I would be covering him too because he's already had a day's worth of yards. The big play out wide, man. They are finding him, and he's making productive plays. So good job by this defense recognizing that guy's not beating me anymore.
Great team defense on that run play. Everybody doing their job. People winning their one-on-ones, D-linemen staying in their gaps, linebackers and DBs filling. You just can't do it better.
On third and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. Finds his man. It's Powell. That's not quite going to be enough as they stop him 4 yards short of the marker. We're through one, and what a back-and-forth battle between these two quarterbacks as we look at the stats. Will we see more offensive firepower on display, or will the defenses finally find their footing? We're ready to go here in the second. Boy, if they don't convert this fourth down, there will be questions to be answered. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Big tight end makes the grab. First down, still on his feet. And he's ruled down right there, but he'll have plenty to move the sticks. And the Volunteers come to the line with a new set of downs. Looking downfield, it's Carter. Oh, he's going to try to hit him over the top. Grabs it inside the 15. Touchdown, Tennessee. He found some open space and turned on the Jets.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times, touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
On the move from inside his 5. And the return man reaches the end of the line, and down he goes. The BYU offense headed back out to go on the attack. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point of the game,
Turning it on! And a little more space, open up that playbook even more as they pick up the first down out to the 30. BYU right back to the line.
I love these offensive coaches going right back to your guy. I believe in you. Just because you fumbled doesn't mean I'm not going to give you the football.
yeah, he's repaying the favor right now to this coaching staff as well. It doesn't just seem like he's running with a little bit more juice. He looks like he's ticked off.
Man, this quarterback is having a first half. He's over 200 yards already, heating up, setting up. Dude, this dude might break his career high in passing. I don't know what it is. Somebody get stats for him.
Well, the defense didn't have a lot of time to celebrate that last big play because here's the offense right away back at the line of scrimmage, ready to roll again with tempo.
Got it in the middle. It's Johnson. Found a little bit of room to operate, but he'll be stopped just short of the first down. Muscling ahead on 30 short. He did not make it a stone wall on third down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. This is makeable field goal range here, but it looks as if they'll go for it on fourth down. On fourth down, they're taking to the air. Big tight end makes the grab. It's a first down. Touchdown, Cougar! Made the grab and then did the rest himself, and they put points on the board. After the score, we'll see if that breathes a little fire into it.
And you see it all the time, right? You get that score, you get that energy, the crowd gets involved, and the defense got to get out and get you a stop. And this was step one to getting them back in the ballgame.
They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. The kickoff bounces through the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 25. Tennessee ready to go to work the Big Orange offense on the field. These two defenses have had their heads spinning here in the first half, and now we might even see a little more scoring with this drive.
It's going back and forth. This is like two heavyweights just trading blows, David. What does this defense got to do to get a stop here?
I tell you what, man, when you're giving up points like this and you've got no momentum, you got to find somebody that can make a play to create something. And listen, if they're scoring anyways, let's be aggressive. Let's blitz more. Let's make sure we're making them feel discomfort in some way, shape, or form.
I just love quarterbacks that aren't greedy and that aren't always trying to throw the home run ball, right? Second down, you're in your own end of the field. The guy you want to throw to is not open. Just find the back. He'll go do something positive with it. This guy is a weapon, and you got to find him in the passing game.
All right, defense. It ain't working, right? They're stringing together several first downs here. We're going to need to change this up, find something we can disrupt the quarterback and mess up this offense a little bit.
Here comes the offense on 1st and 10 from the 47. Looking downfield, it's Carter. Oh, they're after him. Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance.
In the last couple of weeks, man, you're getting a lot of consistency from this QB. And you got to love it as a play caller, man. You can drop him back. You can throw the ball a ton. You can trust him. Getting the ball to different wide receivers. He's really in a good groove the last couple games.
Gonna look downfield again. He lobs one high down the left side. Makes the grab. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Volunteers.
Well, as a defense, you know you're going to see the go route, especially against this guy. He does it to defenses, it seems, every single week, and so they're not able to get back deep enough. They get run by, he makes the catch, and then runs it into the end zone. They're going to have to change up their coverage and get some safety help up over the top, because this guy's speed is a problem.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he hauls it in, and everybody's on the edge of their seats. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. BYU has it back. The Cougars ready to get into that playbook. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game. So, Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
And with that incompletion, man, this crowd, I don't know that they are really happy about what's going on. I mean, they already built a deficit, and they don't have a lot to cheer about. They got to get some kind of rhythm, something going on this offense to ignite this fan base.
Dropping back, it's Bachmeier. Get it out on the screen. There he goes. And he was loose and out the gate and doesn't go down until he gets to the 48-yard line. BYU with the 1st and 10. Leaves it with the back. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Cougars trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. going to sling it on second down. Fires to the tight end. And they pick up just a few on that completion. BYU lines up quickly. Quarterback may change this route. On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Quickly complete. And just what they were looking for, and he's got him set up in business at the 35 with a first down. The give to the tailback. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. They got nothing on the last play at 2nd and 10. Wants to go up top. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
Well, on offense, no doubt, right? You've had success. You're throwing some tutties. Why not keep throwing it? They're going to keep being aggressive. You're going to have to do a better job, though, keeping this quarterback standing up.
Third down has been right in the wheelhouse on this drive. They've already converted a couple of times, but they need the full 10 yards now. From the gun, wants to pass. Quickly to the tight end. Doesn't quite make it to the first down marker. He's a yard short. We're at the 2-minute timeout, and these guys really need to build a little momentum to cut into this lead before halftime. So the offense is going to go for it on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Got it in the middle. It's Nacua. They kept that drive alive, but still ground to cover here on first down. No hesitation, no trying to baby the ball in there. He just fired it complete.
Fourth down, no problem. I'm just going to rip this to my wide receiver. He believed in himself. He knew he could get it, and they get the fourth down conversion.
Fires to the wideout. He got a hand in there, knocks it away, incomplete.
What a great job defending the comeback there by the defender, right? He was able to squat, transition, break on the ball, and knock it down. Could not have played that better.
12th play of the drive coming up, but they've got a long way to go here on third down. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. Fourth down coming up.
We know about this running back's versatility, and he's made some plays in this game so far, catching the ball. That time, though, he had no shot. Defender bearing down on him. They're able to get the hit and make sure it falls incomplete.
On fourth down, going to the air. Incomplete pass, and the defense comes up big, and they take over.
That is a great job by this defense, coming up big on fourth down when it matters the most. You could tell they were dialed in. They knew they were going to throw the football. The defense was locked in on the quarterback. Great job defending.
He hurls one deep down the left side. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back. They come to the line for the first play of the drive, snapping it from the 21. To the air, it's Bachmeier. He's going to take off. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one, 2nd and 8 coming up. BYU right back to the line. He might want another play. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. Snagged in the middle, it's Nacua. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36. Offense rushing to the line of scrimmage. Clock is stopped for the first down. They'll try to get it off quickly. Someone not clear on the snap count. It'll be a false start, and they'll move it back. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. After the shower of flags, it's 1st and 15 for this offense. Looking to throw. Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
This just looks like too much backyard football from this quarterback right now. We've already seen a pick in this game. Bad fundamentals on that last throw, throwing it off his back leg. He needs to trust his coaching. He just needs to settle himself down.
And that's okay. The offensive coordinator is not upset because, listen, quarterback decision-making, find your guys, find your matchups. He's made big plays already. He's already put up a game's worth of stats. Continue to find that guy. You'll have some misses, but he is your guy.
On third and long, doesn't need to take the check down. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
And I expect them after that incompletion to go for it here on fourth down again. I know they're in their own end of the field right now, but we talked to the coaching staff coming into this one. They said, we are going to be aggressive no matter what. We haven't seen the punter in this game yet for them, and I don't think you're going to see him here either.
Unloads to the wideout. Oh, he dropped it. Just didn't look it all the way in, and they'll turn it over on downs. The decision to go for it does not pan out. This late in the half, here's the question. How aggressive will the play calling be? Back to throw, it's Carter. Gets it out quickly. Breaks into the open. And he goes out of bounds after coming up with positive yardage there.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense, catching the football.
Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Second down, they'll go to the air. A shot toward the end zone. Touchdown ball! Grabbed in the end zone to put 6 on the board.
Man, what great offensive execution. You talk about addressing a 2-minute situation and using almost all of the clock, adding to your lead and creating more momentum going into the half. Great execution by this offense.
And the extra point is true, and the lead balloons to 21. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Waning seconds of the first half. Let's see just how aggressive they'll be. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Looking to throw on first down. He'll loft one deep down the left side. It is incomplete, and now there are 4 seconds remaining.
And it's funny, right before that play, I'm thinking to myself, I wonder if this offense is just going to play conservative here with the field position, the fact they haven't scored a ton of points so far in this game, and just run the ball and take it into halftime. No, they're being aggressive, and not just that. They're taking deep shots way down the field, but give the defense credit. They were ready for it, forcing that incompletion.
That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update. BYU will try to put it deep to start the second half. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. So here is the Tennessee offense. Not sure they had to make many adjustments at halftime as they try to build on this lead here in the third. Back to throw, it's Carter. That's caught, it's Davis. Really nice pickup there as they have it out to the 44 with a first first down. So much for firing to a stationary sit-down tight end. How about this guy working the corner and getting the first down?
These tight ends can do so much nowadays. You start to feature them, but you watch him on the corner route, man. Just push it vertical, push it to the corner. QB right on the same page with him. Throw the football out there, and he makes the catch.
He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands. A solid gain on that one, and it goes for naught as the penalty will back them up. Well, that's going to make it a little tougher. It's 1st and 20. He wants to throw it. He's got it. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. And here comes the offense on 2nd down. Back to pass. That's reeled in. It's Powell. Slips a tackle, and he's got room. Steps out at the 34-yard line. Big pickup on that one in this offense within striking distance.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. This offense had so much success in that first half, so in the third quarter, they come out, and the quarterback looks like he's still dealing. This has been a really nice drive. That was a really nice throw. Just keep doing what you're doing if you're on offense.
And the defense forced that incompletion with the deflection.
Well, tip your hat to the defense getting that incompletion because that hasn't happened often for this guy. Completed over 70% of his throws last week. He's doing it again in this game. Can the defense continue to mix things up? See if they can maybe confuse this QB.
The short hands. It's Matthews. Oh, he's got some space. Touchdown, Tennessee. And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
And another good touchdown drive by this offense. And how about the start to the season? Blowout win in game 1. Blowout win looking like in game 2. This unit's clicking. They're looking like a team that will be reckoned with when the playoffs start late in the year.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Boys, expect the unexpected in college football, and for some, this update could fall under that category. Southern Miss went on the road and silenced one of the most vocal crowds in football. And it's clear this Golden Eagles team has adopted the mantra, let your play do the talking. All that speculation all week, and now we know. But something tells me, fellas, we haven't heard the last of either of these teams.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. Quarterback making adjustments. To throw, it's Bachmeier. He's going to throw deep right side. And they can't make the connection going for a big play on 1st down. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete.
They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. He's not afraid to go deep. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
And it's not a surprise who they're throwing the ball down the field to. I mean, he's already had a great day. They're going to feature him because he makes plays over and over again. And then trying to take another shot to him down the field. If I'm the defense, man, I'm focusing on that guy. He's made too many big plays.
Turning it on. Good, solid pickup on that one. They've got it out to the 40, and it's 1st down.
That's a huge throw for the offense, but they're down by a ton. They're going to need a lot more of that, and it's not going to be easy considering the defense knows they're probably going to be throwing the ball every play here in the 2nd half moving forward.
He lofts it high and deep down the left side. Spreads it inside the 10. Stop at the 3, but it'll be enough to give them a 1st and goal. Just keep slinging it. Looking to scramble. Into the end zone. Almost intercepted. They took a
love the coverage on defense. In the red zone, everyone's got their eyes on the quarterback, and they're flying to the football, and you saw that there on the incompletion.
Can the defense stop them again on 2nd and goal? Looking to throw, it's Bachmeier. And the sack all the way back at the 5. BYU lines up quickly. The offense changing the play. Looking to the end zone on 3rd and goal. Fires to the end zone. Touchdown, Cougars. Grab the short pass to put the 6 on the board.
And how about the offense? They spread them out. Everybody spread wide. Easier to read a defense when you do that. They find the matchup they want, and they get rewarded with the score.
Lining up to add another. Splits the uprights. So it's a 77-yard touchdown drive, and the score comes on a 5-yard touchdown pass. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. The Volunteer offense is back, and they hope it's touchdown time in Tennessee. They still have a cushion, but you don't want to feed that hope with unproductive drive. And the Heat gets there, and they get it down at the 14-yard line.
I love the defensive effort there. They didn't get him right away. They stayed after him. He was scrambling, going backwards. They get the sack on the first play of the drive.
And the Vols now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. To the air, it's Carter. Zings it complete to the right. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. They were able to get the ball to the running back in space, but that space just evaporated.
And a great job by the defense, man. It's tough to get those guys on the ground. They're so used to having the football as running backs and making plays and being dynamic. So usually one guy not going to get into the ground. You want many guys swarming to the football, trying to get that elusive guy on the ground.
Intercepted, and the defense has set him up. Going the other way, and he's got room. Good gain on the return, and this defense has set them up with a big play.
And when it's 3rd and so long, it's very predictable. I'm bringing more DBs on the field. I'm bringing more speed. I know you're going to pass the football. For offenses have to be aggressive. They have to take shots. They did it there. The defense makes the big play.
There he goes. Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, BYU. And they take it in for 6 more points. Offense did exactly what it's supposed to do with a start like that one.
When you're set up with that field position, you're thinking touchdowns. You're not thinking field goals. It's exactly what the offense does. Takes advantage of great field position.
And the extra point is good. That's taking advantage of a golden opportunity set up with great field position, and they struck quickly for the touchdown. Now to make sure this kickoff team covers it well tonight, give back that last score. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Tennessee ready to go to work the Big Orange offense on the field. Their lead down to 2 touchdowns as they go back to work on this drive. Looking to throw on first down. Pulls it in. It's Matthews. Coaches talk about running with violence, running with bad intentions. That's what that looks like as he gets it up to the 32. The Vols with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Caught behind the line. It's Matthews. He's close to the first down, but they're going to mark him just a little short.
For a wide receiver screen to work, you've got to have better blocking out in front by other receivers, and they're just not physical enough at the point on that last play.
He tosses one high and deep down the left side. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
Defense did a great job. 3rd and short on the opponent's side of the field. They're expecting quick throw. Everybody, they dug their heel on the ground. They're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
The offense in its own end, still needing a couple of yards for the first down, but they'll stay out there and go for it on 4th. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. And that is interception number 3 on the day. Didn't let him get loose on the return, but he'll take it as they have the ball at the 47.
Well, the good news is after that second pick of the 3rd quarter now for this guy, they're still winning the game, but they are living dangerously right now. And they can't expect to hold on to that. This guy keeps making bad decisions like we've seen here now in the first period of the second half.
And it's got to be frustrating because you always talk about taking care of the football, and you've got to lead in this.
Breaks into the open. Got the first down and more. He's at the 10. Touchdown, BYU. And once he got away from the knee, they had no shot at catching him.
Huge play. It's so nice to have guys that can create these explosive plays like this. You hand it to him, he can do the rest. Look at the speed. Look at the elusiveness. Get into the end zone. Nice run.
Now the 2-point conversion attempt is coming. Dropping back, it's Bachmeier. The pressure gets to him. Quarterback is sacked, and the 2-point attempt is denied, and the lead stays right where it is.
Tennessee, 56, BYU, 48.
So after getting into the end zone on that last drive, they're set to kick it away. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. Grabbed over the middle. It's Davis. Able to work it to the 39-yard line, and that'll be a first down. Really good job working through his progression. You get it to him quickly, and the big tight end has a chance to run a little.
And a really good job by the QB throwing an accurate throw. I got to hit those guys on the move, on the run, so they can do this. They can catch the football.
Oh, he's got some space. Good pick up there as he gets the first down, and they'll mark him at the 48. This guy is putting up some numbers today, approaching that Joey Kent, Marcus Nash territory.
He's been unbelievable. There's just no way to stop him. The defense hasn't had answers. It's throw it to him short, he can make plays. It's throw it to him long. You got to do something to slow this guy down right now because he is absolutely killing this defense.
Catch in the middle, it's Matthews. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down. And at this point, the defense looks as if they've been in one of those dizzy bat races. They've got no idea where the ball's coming from. He's over 500 yards passing.
Yeah, this is a Heisman Trophy level performance from this guy. The accuracy, the decision-making, the athleticism, everything has been on display.
Looking for a man. It's Carter. Deep shot for the end zone. Touchdown, Volunteers! They punctuate the chance with a trip to the end zone. He has been surgical. Precision passes. Using the scalpel, the fine instrument, rather than the blunt one.
The defense has had absolutely no answer for him. Just, he's been down their throats all game long, a step ahead, understanding what he's seeing, and just destroying this defense.
Kickoff unit field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll bring it out. It's Baptiste. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Good news, I guess. A lot of room to work with as they start this drive from their own 15. Starts a drive trying to go up top. Got his man quickly. Now they've got a little room to work with. They're out to the 28 with a first down. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Wants to throw on first down. Takes a hit as he fires. And they can't make the connection, and 3 quarters are in the books as we head to the fourth. And talk about spreading the ball around. Everyone getting a chance to show off the hands based on the number of targets we've seen. Here comes the fourth. Time to see who steps up, who makes the winning plays to take home that W. They had a chance to mull things over. Let's see how they start the final period here on second down. Wants to throw. It's Bachmeier. He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. And it's incomplete after taking a shot on second down. They're staring at third.
The defense is in great position right now because they've got a huge lead here in the fourth quarter. They know the offense has to take shots to try to get themselves back in the game. So they're calling their coverages accordingly, and there was nowhere to go.
Intercepted, and that is the last thing they needed. Got some room to run. They bring him down, but that great defensive play might be overturned. Let's see what the call is. Just a little too much there, a little too handsy, and they nabbed them for the defensive holding penalty. The Cougars will line it up on 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. He lobs one high down the left side. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover.
Nice job by this defense. That might be the exclamation point. Fourth quarter, I got a lead. You bring on the nickel defense. You know they're passing the football for plays just like that to make the INT and almost put this one away.
Touch pass on the jet sweep. Now he's got it all the way down to the 21-yard line, and they are threatening on first down.
And these touch passes, it's so hard because there's always action off of it, right? If I fake this pass and I can run it up the gut or I can throw it and I just spread me out and make me defend so many things, and you could tell they got on the edge quickly, got the big first down.
Trying to make that rush think on the draw play here. The draw draws nothing except a swarm of tacklers. He's stopped immediately.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. Third down coming.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
Throws toward the end zone. Touchdown ball! And the punishment has been extended.
Salt into her wound, right? Late in the fourth quarter, you can run the football, run this game out. No, sir. I'm going to continue to pad my stats, find my receiver out wide, and get me another touchdown.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
All right, guys, got a final score on one of the more intriguing games this week. Minnesota was able to come away with the victory, but it was not the type of dominant win we've seen from the Gophers over the years. A win, yes, but this one lacked style points. Regardless the outcome today, guys, these are still two quality programs. Proof the sport is as healthy as ever.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. Right down the middle. And it's incomplete, but the penalty flag has fallen in the holding zone. Let's see what the call is. Holding on the offense, accepted, so they'll back up and go at it again. Snaps it in the shotgun. He hurls one deep down the left side. He's got it on the outside. Off and running. Touchdown, Cougar! And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
Man, that's a play this kid has been running ever since he was 7 years old at the park with his best friend, throwing them go routes right down the field. I'm running by a guy, I'm looking back, locating the football, making the catch, and he does it in a big moment here in this game.
Looking for the two-point try. To the air, it's Bachmeier. He's got it in the end zone for the two as they draw a little closer. If only it were always this easy for the offensive coordinators. One play, big chunk yardage, put points on the board just like that. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So here is the Tennessee offense. They're going to throw it to start the drive. Floating away. Got room to work. Short gain on the play before he slides.
Listen, that's not going to go down as a big play, but he does a really good job turning a negative play into something positive. It's not a big gain, but it keeps you out of those negative situations that really makes you very predictable.
To the air on second down. Fires one high and deep. Got it in stride inside the 20. Touchdown, Tennessee. He broke away from the defense, and they couldn't catch him.
There's no mercy rule in college football, man. They had got a huge lead here in the fourth quarter. They are still chucking it, and they are still scoring.
And the extra point splits the uprights, and they're up a full 3 touchdowns, a 21-point cushion in the fourth. Kickoff unit has been busy as they have built a big lead, and they're trying to hold on to it. And he takes this from inside the 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The BYU offense headed back out to go on the attack. A very disappointing performance for the #1 team in the country. There'll be a new team atop the rankings when they come out next. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Looking to throw, it's Bachmeier. He uncorks one deep. Catch inside the 25. And he'll take it to the house. He got loose. Touchdown, Cougars.
Have a day young fella. I foresee some social media posts in his future. Not one, not two, but 3 receiving touchdowns on the day. What a ball game.
The snap sets up the throw. And it just squirted through his hands. He wanted to take off and got too anxious. They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? Bounces through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. The Volunteer offense is back, and they hope it's touchdown time in Tennessee. They'll come out on this drive and let it rip. Caught in the backfield. It's Powell. He'll be forced out of bounds right at the 30-yard line as they try to grind out some room. Now here on second down, see if they keep tossing it around. Looking to fire. He'll off one deep down the left side. Catch and stride inside the 15. Waltzes into the end zone, but he might be dancing the other way. There's a flag on the field. Line getting set on second down. Wants to go up top. Makes the grab. It's Matthews. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker.
And quarterback dropping back, understanding I'm getting zone coverage. All I got to do is be a little bit patient, manipulate that defense a little bit. My wide receiver runs that drag, and I get the first down.
Tackle is made at the 27. Let's see if they decide to punt it. Let's see what they dial up on this fourth down. Remember, they're 1 for 2 so far in this one. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Lost one deep down the right side. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers. Desperately wanted to convert on fourth down, but couldn't do it. BYU has it back. The Cougars ready to get into that playbook. Back to throw. It's Bachmeier. Fires to the wideout. Through his hands and incomplete. He normally makes that catch every time. It's second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Back to pass on second down. Catch in the middle. It's Johnson. The ball is down at the 14 after that grab. BYU right back to the line. Looking downfield on first down. Under fire. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down.
There's nothing better than being a defensive lineman and a defense period that pressure the quarterback, that gets hits on him, that make him feel uncomfortable, especially when you come into their building and you get everybody really, really quiet. That's a great feeling.
He caught it. Couldn't quite get it into the end zone. He goes out of bounds at the 3, but they are in business. He wants to change this route. He's looking to throw. Wide out trying to get it in. They will score! Touchdown, BYU! With that last one, he now has 40 career touchdown catches.
I mean, he's just been a playmaker. This guy, they feature him. He's been in the end zone that many times because they can feature him in so many ways. They find ways to get him the football because, Palmer, he always makes plays.
And he's always open even when he's not. Throughout his career, think about it. Single covered, double covered, triple covered. You're still throwing him the ball because he's going to find a way to make it happen. 40 TD catches. That is awesome.
So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. This game is so close to being salted away if the offense can just run out the clock. Off the play fake on first down to throw. With the catch, it's Powell. They make the stop, and he'll have enough yardage for a first down. That's exactly what you want to do when you have that type of field position. Strike quickly, and they did. One play, and they put it on the board. Now they've moved it just inside the 40. First and 10 from the 39. They'll run it. They want to take their time here. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. They're dealing with a second and long. Some early movement along the offensive line, and they'll walk it back. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. They'll line up for a second down play. Looking to throw, it's Carter. Grabbed in the middle, it's Matthews. And tackled there by the defense.
That wide receiver on the outside is dangerous. When you're playing zone coverage, it's really hard because you're not chasing him. You can't really get hands on him. You got to make sure you send more guys his direction. Maybe slide those linebackers toward that wide receiver so you got a little more help on the outside.
The secondary walks up on the line, showing press coverage. Got it behind the line. It's Matthews. He ended up going backwards on the play, and they will not convert that third down. On fourth down, looking for the completion. Pressure coming. Takes a shot as he lets it go. He's got it. They'll make the stop, but that first down ought to ice it, and they should be able to kneel this one out. And the defense in desperation mode, trying to hang on to give their team a chance. They'll run it on first and goal. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. After getting nothing, it's second and goal from the 6. Running back looking for the end zone to the left. He is going nowhere, and this defense is manhandling this running game on the last couple of snaps. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. It's third and goal and a long way from the end zone. And you can give all the credit to the crowd for that one. Offense, no chance, and call for the false start. It is deafening in here, soaked in noise as BYU tries to get a stop on third down. Dropping back, it's Carter. Throws to the wideout. Looking for the goal line. Touchdown, Volunteers! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
Well, they get the touchdown when they needed it most. That score now makes it a two-possession game, and guys, with just seconds to go on the game clock, this thing is all but over.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Guys, it has gone final in that fascinating Pac-12 matchup we've been keeping a close eye on. Indiana is going to get out of Dodge with a win. It's a shave that might have been a little closer than Hoosiers fans wanted, but a road victory feels great no matter what the final score is. Pac-12 football at its finest, gentlemen. Just when you think you have things figured out, a game like this happens.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there, Kevin. Thanks for the update. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Now on second down. Back to pass. Bringing the heat. They're working that left side. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. Likely a lost cause, but they'll throw it again. He's taking a deep shot late in the game. And he throws his third pick of the day. His head has to be spinning. Taking it the other way. Guys, I think we all expected this game to be close. Couple of teams of this caliber, but boy, what a statement by the underdog in this one.
And there's going to be a big movement in the rankings after that performance. That team that got the win today, they are going to get moved ahead of their opponent. It's one thing to beat a ranked opponent, David. It's one thing to blow the doors off of them. That was impressive.
It's impressive. It's huge for them. Obviously, we know what's going to happen when they're going to move up the charts, but the other side is equally as depressing. I mean, they're going to fall like a rock. This wasn't even a competitive game. This is a bad day, and the rankings will reflect it when they come out.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us for expected. This crowd ready to make its presence known. Back to pass, it's Beebe. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19.
And listen, the quarterback drops back, and he's going through his progressions. We see zone, but just couldn't do anything about it. This defensive line, this pressure, getting to the quarterback, getting him on the ground.
Hauls it in. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. Neyland Stadium alive, a cauldron of orange noise on third down. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. That was almost picked off, and what a disaster that would have been to throw a pick on the opening drive. Instead, it's fourth down. The Titans will call on their punt team. The punter going to get his first work of the afternoon. Makes the catch, and now looking for just a little bit of daylight. That nifty return sets up the offense and negates some of the yardage on the punt. The Volunteers offense will go to work for the first time. Last time we saw these guys, they came out firing. They were up to any challenge offered by the secondary. Any suggestions on how to prevent that from happening again this week, Dave?
And it's tough to have that great of a QB and that great of a wide receiver.
He's going to go for a big one. He's got it. Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you could get much closer, but it'll be first and goal.
And on the defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. I can't give them these big chunk plays.
Touchdown ball! Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Dances away to buy time. He's brought down, but not before he turned that into a positive play and picked up a few on the run. And the Titans can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Quarterback touch pass on the jet sweep. And they'll spot it at the 38, and that'll be plenty for the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Back to pass, it's Beebe. Just too much heat that time, and they knock him down at the 31. The pocket broke down, and the quarterback had to take the sack.
Really impressed by this pass rush, Reese. Just guys winning their individual battles one-on-one up front. They're able to get to the quarterback.
Rush is on him, and he's all bottled up, and now it's worse. The ball's loose. Oh, the fumble, and the defense got it. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Volunteers are threatening on first and goal. And this one drops incomplete, but I think the defense jumped offside.
Offside.
Yeah, and you see some people get upset with offsides in the defense. I call it the cost of doing business. It's just part of being great off the football. Sometimes you'll guess, and sometimes you'll be wrong. The first one is always on me, Coach, and then the second one, usually he takes me out of the game.
And the offense will take that gift, set up right on the doorstep, first and goal with the one. And that one is picked up in the end zone. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover. Wants to go up top on first down. Makes the catch. It's Smallwood.
A really nice job by the quarterback, putting some extra heat on that throw. As a defensive back, I'm going to drive to that curl, try to get there really quick to try to break up the pass, but when the QB puts it...
Turning it on! Quick step and go! They finally get to him. What a play there to pick up the first down. The Titans, after ripping off that huge run, let's see if they can do it again. He'll keep it himself. You'll take 4 yards on first down every time, 2nd and 6. And he fights his way forward, gets away from one, but not much doing on that one. Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on third down. Looking to pass, it's Beebe. Caught close to the marker, it's Smallwood. They've got it. And the Volunteers are backed up. They can feel the shadow of their own goalpost and trying to create some room. To the air on first down. He tries to take the top off. Makes the grab down the middle. He's loose down the left side. And he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. They'll start this drive 60 yards in front of them from their own 40. First play of the drive, wants to throw. He lofts it high and deep down the left side. Touchdown, Tennessee! They went for the big play. Tennessee ready to go to work the Big Orange offense on the field. They torched this defense with an explosive pass. Oh, he's going to try to hit him deep. And it's incomplete. They were looking for the huge gain on first down. Behind the chains now on second and long. Might be calling a hot route. Second down, he'll throw it. Here's a hit. They get to him as he throws.
Yeah, and this defense hadn't had a lot of success. This offense has been doing what it wants and will finally get into the QB, finally getting some pressure, finally getting a big hit on him. That'll pay some dividends down the road.
He's going to fire deep. He's got it on the left. And it looked as if he might take that one all the way to the house. Just ran out of a little steam. The defense finally got it. They'll move the wide receiver. They just keep firing. That's caught. It's Powell. He is pushed out of bounds at the 19-yard line.
This defense is going to have to be careful. Not only do they have to worry about this guy running the football, but they've got to keep their eye on him when he runs routes, too. He is a versatile back.
Got enough space. And he's out of bounds just short of the goal line, but are they ever in business now? And the Vols have it in scoring position on first and goal. Finds his big tight end. Wide receiver comes in motion. Scanning the field, it's Carter. Grabbed behind the line, it's Jefferson. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. The Vols want to pick up the tempo. The give from the gun. Gets it past the marker. Brought down at the 48 after a gain of 5. Here they come, first and 10 from the 48. Quickly out to the tight end. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup. Look, you can't take away everything, right? So you give them that and wrap. A shot toward the end zone. Touchdown ball! They went for it all, and it paid off with the score. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. Looking to throw on first down. Got a man. It's Davis. They are on the move down to the 32, and they pick up another first down.
Well, this offense has come out slinging the pill. They are are throwing it. They are trying to be aggressive.
Lets it fly deep downfield. And they weren't able to make the connection. They were looking for an explosive play. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. After the incompletion, back to the passing game. Caught over the middle. It's Matthews. They finally make the stop, and it's been this way this guy's whole career as a senior makes a play after the grab. First and goal for the offense. Wants to pass. Trying to find the end zone. Didn't pick up a lot there, but he does get out of bounds, and we're at the 2-minute timeout. They've moved it forward to the 2. Now it's second and goal. Receiver on the move gets the touch pass. Touchdown, Tennessee! Working well behind the sticks on second down. Wants to adjust the pattern. Looking for a man. It's Carter. He's going to let it go. And they can't hook up. Going for the big play on second down. Now it's third down. Trying to pick up a first down. On third down, he drops to throw. Got it in the middle. It's Powell. He's down at the 27. They can't stop the clock, and this is a first down. The Volunteers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Looking to throw on first down. Under fire. And that'll be incomplete. Man, that would have been a big hitter on first down, but second down's coming up. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Wants to throw. He's working against the clock. And the ball's out there after it.
Well, ball security doesn't just apply to running backs and receivers. QB's got to keep two hands on the ball as well. They're very lucky after that fumble that the offense jumped on.
From the gun on third down. And they don't drag him down until he gets all the way to the 46-yard line. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. Wants to throw on first down. Throws toward the end zone. Touchdown, Volunteers! They won. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. And the Heat gets there. And they get him down at the 14-yard line. And the Volunteers have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's second and a mile. Good surge up front. Give him 4 out to the 18. You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. Third and long from inside their own 20. To the air, it's Carter. Here comes the Heat. And the defense makes a play, sacking him back at the 10.
Well, this defense knew they had to get off to a fast start here in the second half. They're trailing by a bunch of points right now on the scoreboard. They needed to make something positive happen early, and on the very...
He's going to let one fly down the middle. Big man has it. It's a first down and more. And the tackle was made, but there has been a flag thrown. That one hurts. They thought they'd move the chains on fourth down. Instead, they back up. They'll leave the offense out there to try to get it past the marker and pick up the first. Oh, he loves to fire downfield. And it's incomplete, the long pass. Give to the back. These little gains can start to add up as he gets it up to the 34. And the Vols will hustle for the line.
Yeah, and it's a nice decision by the quarterback when you run these RPOs. Man, if you can give it to him and you can get such positive yards like that, continue to do it. Make that defense react a different way, then I'll throw the football.
The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. The The Vols with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Out of the gun, they give to the back. Crosses the 45. Still running at the 40. He flips his field in an instant, and he's got him set up at the 20.
How about the explosive play by this offense? Man, it's so nice to have guys you can hand the football off and just watch him work. Watch him do the rest, the speed, making big plays, breaking tackles. Man, is it nice to have an offense with a playmaker like that.
Looking downfield, it's Carter. Makes the grab on the left. Takes it all the way down to the 4 after making the grab, and they're set up. Off play action on first down. Looking to get it in. Touchdown ball! They'll go to the ground. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6.
Yeah, and listen, offensively, you run the RPOs. You just want positive yards, make the right read. Read the guy. If he wants to drop back a little bit, hand it off, get some positive yards, go on to the next play.
Well, there are a lot of offenses out there that would probably be a little bit more conservative when you've got a lead like this in the third quarter. But when you've got the playmakers these guys have at the skill positions throwing the football, you should keep airing it out. And that's exactly what they're doing now.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Looking to fire. He'll take a shot. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. They couldn't connect on second down. Now staring at a 3rd and 9. From the gun, running back on the move. They'll make the stop about a yard short of the first down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. On 4th down, they could boot the field goal, but looks as if they'll go for it. There he goes. Headed to the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee. Coming out on first down with the play fake. Hit as he throws. And it's incomplete as he tried to nestle that ball in along the sideline. What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? Looking downfield, it's Carter. This one's complete. Out to the 35-yard line and a little extra breathing room with that 15-yard pickup.
Well, this defense is going to have to find a way to start mixing up their coverages. They're in a tough spot.
He tosses one high and deep down the left side. He's got it inside the 15. Touchdown, Mullins! So here is the Tennessee offense. They took advantage of outstanding field position the last time they had it, and now they'll have a look. Lofts one high and deep. And that will be incomplete. Man, that would have been a big hitter if they could have done it, but second down coming. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. They're trying to slow that rush down with the draw. Got the first down and more. And how much running room have they been able to find on the ground? Man, are they piling up some gaudy rushing stats. The Volunteers just got that huge run. They love another explosive play. They'll give it to him again. A confident, tough, efficient run gets it up to the 44. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Volunteers in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. Now they're they're starting to feel it. They've got a first down at the 44.
This guy's been special today. Coming into this one, they thought they had an opportunity really to get him going, running the football, and he has delivered. You've seen the speed, the vision, his ability to break tackles. Well over 100 rushing yards in this game, and that's why they have a nice lead here today.
They get this sophomore on the ground, but he continues to make plays.
And I think as a running back, if you're this guy, you're licking your chops right now. This is what you want, right? You've got a big lead in the fourth quarter, and you're smiling because you know you are going to get the rock. They're going to force feed you the football to try and ice this game.
Headed to the end zone, and he ran away. The Volunteer offense is back, and they hope it's touchdown time in Tennessee. That running game was impressive, taking them right down for a touchdown last time, David.
Yeah, just mauling. No secret play call.
He's going to let one fly down the middle. Got it in stride at the 15. Touchdown ball. Nice. Guys, this offense will go back on the attack. Making side adjustments here. Dropping back, it's Carter. Looking to take a shot. And it falls incomplete, and the offense is lucky to have it. Defender right there almost had it in his grasp. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Wants to go up top. He'll take another shot here. And they wanted it all on that incomplete pass. Instead, they're looking at 3rd down. Quarterback stands alone, all wide receivers. On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. Going back to the well, another deep ball. They already have a comfortable lead, up by multiple possessions, but they're going to go for it here on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Got it in the middle, it's Matthews. Breaks into the open. And an explosive play has him on the move, and he gets it all the way to the 48-yard line. You always hear run the route deep enough to get the first down, but if you don't, you better fight your way. Nowhere to go with the ball, and down he goes at the 39. Now facing 2nd and long after the defense came up with that sack. Back to pass. Looking deep down the right side. It's complete. And they're going to put another. This offense has it with really good field position. Wasting no time throwing on this drive. And he's got it in the end zone for. After scoring that touchdown, they'll try to get it right back with an onside kick. Cool as a cucumber as the hands team makes a sure catch.
Well, here in the fourth quarter, they were obviously expecting onside kick. They got their hands team on the field. They're able to jump on the ball and make sure they get possession.
He's in open space downfield. And he's stuffed by that big defensive tackle up front. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. To the air, it's Jefferson. Unloads to the wideout. And they couldn't make the connection on the long shot. They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long.
And that's just the kind of game it's been for this quarterback in this offense. You got a great game plan all week long. You're watching it throughout practice. You think you're going to have a chance to light up the scoreboard, but they're just not able to hook up. You got to give this defense.
Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49. The Titans send out the punt unit. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. Catch is made at the 15. Was looking for more running room, but found nothing but more tacklers. He's down at the 24. Tennessee ready to go to work the Big Orange offense on the field. Final minute. This game's on ice. They can take a knee and run out the clock.
This offense has to feel great with how they're able to go out, execute, and perform.
Pulls it in down the sideline. Finding open areas. What a play to get it inside the red zone, and they are set up at the 17.
You know, I love offensive coordinators that want to stay aggressive. And they've come up with big plays all game long. It's a big reason why they have this lead right now, and they're not backing off here in the fourth quarter. They're letting their guys go play. The entire playbook is open to them, and they're taking shots.
Quick strike complete. Can White cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the first down. And while this game is all but decided, the offense's job is to score. So they might try to score again. Falls incomplete, and he did everything perfectly except catch the football. Second down coming.
And how about this offense? They're not worried about the clock. They're not worried about the score. They're not worried about early and down. Still trying to execute their offense. Still trying to make big plays. And they've had a great day so far.
Back to throw, it's Carter. He let that thing fly quickly, but he couldn't make the connection.
And that's a good stop for this defense. And listen, there hasn't been a lot of positive today, but let's finish this game strong. I think that'll be the message from the defensive coordinator. Can we get a stop? Can we get them off the field? I know lots went wrong, but let's live in this moment and try to be great right here to end the game.
Quarterback making checks. He's looking to pass. Wide out, time to get it in. And we have... Looking downfield on first down. Fires complete on the crosser. And the explosive play, and they're on the move all the way to the 44. Timeout on the field and 4 ticks left to go.
Timeout, Tennessee.
And after this play, the cake will be baked. Wants to go up top on first down. Blasted as he lets it go. Played till the final whistle. It falls incomplete, and that's the ball game. They won the game today. That's 2 in a row. If they win the next one, it's called a winning streak. It's been done before.
And we're seeing the identity of this team come into fruition. Just get the sense they're finding out who they are, what they're about, what they're going to do schematically, and who their big playmakers are.
Which is tough to do, right? It's tough to grow throughout a season and understand who you are. But when you stack wins week after week on top of each other and start to have success, you start to grow as an identity and you start to understand who you are.
That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.